Hello, I'm Greg Patuk, and this is week 3 of going through our journey with the Xin Xin Ming. The lines this week that we've been focusing are: if you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinions for or against anything. To set up what you like against what you dislike is the disease of the mind. I had, again, some good conversations and some good comments on my Instagram channel and on this YouTube channel. And I really appreciate all of the people that are talking to me and commenting, because I am learning just as much from you as you possibly be learning from me, if not more. In my case, I really feel blessed and honored for the people who are subscribing to this channel and who are following along and who are listening and who are also commenting and talking to me about what they think all of these mean. It's just been great to hear your viewpoints and your perspectives on these topics so far. When it comes to opinions, and when it comes to this or these two lines, I really feel like the word hold is an important word to focus on, because we all have opinions. We can't get away from them. I have opinions about things in my daily life. My kids have opinions. My wife has opinions that may change my opinion. But the important word there is hold. We can't get away from having opinions for the most part, for most of us. It's just part of who we are. We think what we think. We like what we like, and so on and so forth. But when we hold on to them, that's where the big difference comes in, because that's the attachment then to the opinions that we have. So it's fine to have opinions, because we are going to like certain things more than others, or we are going to think a certain way more than another way. But if we don't get our way, or if our opinions are not necessarily honored, but if they're not perhaps listened to or followed on, then that could create a feeling of suffering inside of us. We may get upset, or we may not feel heard, or we may feel slighted if, when we give our opinion to somebody, they don't take our opinion, they go a different direction. But it is their direction that they're meant to go in when they make a decision to follow their life course. So, of course, they may not follow the opinion that you state, because that's based on your set of experiences in your life creating that opinion. And generally, we have opinions then as well about how maybe the future should go, or about how something should taste, or about how somebody should act. But that's just us putting people or putting events or putting things in a box and trapping them inside of that box. Because whenever you project an opinion onto somebody, let's say, for instance, you tell a child or you tell your friend what you think they should do, that's your opinion, then truly you're not letting them open up to the freedom of choice. You're trying to perhaps persuade them, or trying to change the direction of the course that they're taking for their life. And that's based on your set of previous experiences that take on what you think this event is that's going to happen in the way that you see it unfolding. If they don't follow your opinion, then perhaps maybe based on something that you've done in the past, something, let's say, negative, or something that you perceive as bad takes place. So you put your opinions on somebody else about what they should do, about maybe how they should act, or what they should do, because you're trying to protect them from that one event that happened in your life, based on an infinite number of events that precursor that. This is not the same moment. This is a totally different moment that most likely will have a totally different outcome, because the characters, right, in the play are all different. The people that are acting this out are all different. the events leading up to this are all different. So we don't really necessarily know what's going to take place. We just think we know what's going to take place based on what may have happened to us. Now, that's one way that we can hold on to an opinion that we project onto somebody else. I think that's one of the major ways that I see opinions being used, is we use them towards other people's lives to try to help guide and direct them into what we think, or what direction we think they should go into. But again, it's not our life and it's not our course. So I always like to do the method of perhaps saying what perhaps I think, but then also saying, but that's just one way of looking at it. What do you think? What are you thinking about? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? When you stop and connect, to your higher self, what's that higher self telling you? Then my opinion doesn't need to be held on to. My opinion can come and go like a cloud in the sky, because it may not really be the right thing for this moment. So whenever we are focusing and hyper-focusing on the opinions that we give with the expectation that people will follow our opinions, then that is what causes suffering. Because then if somebody has the nerve to not follow our opinions, then what are they doing? I lived through this. I had this happen to me. So why won't they listen to me? Why won't they follow my, opinionated statements? Because I know. But you truly don't know. And you're keeping people fenced in and boxed in to what you think they should do, instead of allowing them to live out their course, live out their dharma, or their karmic predicament, if you will, and just experience life for what it is, and let them learn the lessons, and let them see what it is that happens after they take on that role, or they take on that event that they're living through. With also the word of holding opinions, in the second line of the Xin Xin Ming, or the second line that we're going through today, it says, to set up what you like against what you dislike is the disease of the mind. The disease of the mind, think of disease, it creates suffering. It creates us to feel maybe sad or upset or run down. So if we are constantly having opinions and projecting our opinions onto others and being opinionated, then we're living a life in a suffering state, because we're not just allowing the natural flow of our life's path to unfold. Yes, we do have to make decisions, and yes, we do have to tap into our higher selves and listen to our true intuition and what that still small voice inside of us is saying. And it may go against what we thought we should do. And if we hold on to that opinion and go against that natural flow and go against what that small voice is telling us, then there again, we're creating suffering for us, because where we're supposed to go, like where we're supposed to be from point A to point B, we're taking all of these different routes there, instead of just listening and going straight, right to where we need to be. And that's a life lesson, and those are many life lessons that people have to go through and to experience in their own lives, which is perfect, which is the way that it should be. People should be allowed and have the freedom, as long as they're not, of course, putting themselves in danger or other people in danger, to just try what they think and to live their life according to what they hear in their own intuitive voice. And yes, we can be there to watch them and to help guide them if they ask for it. But again, to hold on to our opinions, or to say that your opinion is the opinion of all opinions and that's the way that it should be, is quite faulty, because it does cause suffering in them, because now they're in a state where they're like, oh, what if I don't listen to my friend or to my father or to my mother or to my brother or to my sister? Are they going to get mad at me? Are they going to be upset because I'm not following the direction that they want me to go in? But, how I see this event playing out and what I feel in my true heart should go into this direction. So you projecting your opinion on somebody has actually caused more stress and anxiety in them, because now they're worried perhaps about how you feel if they don't follow your opinions. So instead of being open and just allowing them to have that open spaciousness that you provide for them, you're actually, like I said earlier, boxing them in and making them perhaps feel trapped or feel like they need to follow your direction, even though it's not the direction that they, want to follow, if they truly listen to themselves. Now, I did read one of the comments from one of my past videos, and it really opened up my eyes, because I did realize that many of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Many of the ideas in the Xin Xin Ming seem to be almost impossible to obtain if you're not a fully enlightened and at peace being. If you're just a normal person like myself, then a lot of these lines in the Xin Xin Ming can seem quite daunting, because to hold no opinions, to have no preferences, to be open up in love into everything. I mean, you look at a day-to-day basis and it's just so hard to do from minute to minute. But don't take it on like that. Don't think that we need to remove ourselves from the human experience minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day, because that will cause suffering and cause stress in you. And you're sort of missing the point of the Xin Xin Ming. Now, if it helps you, it's almost like, when you first start to train for an event, or when you're first learning a new skill, you just start small and you start at the beginning, and you might have to modify things. So when we're going through this and you find that you need to modify stuff, for instance, when it said the great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences. And if you're a person that has many preferences, then don't worry about the word no preferences. Just, change it around. Say the great way is not difficult for those who have not as many preferences. And then work with that for a while. And then, ease yourself into having fewer preferences from that point. And then before you know it, you are perhaps starting to live a life where you can see your preferences dissolve, and they actually don't have a hold on you as they did in the past. Or in last week's passage, it says, when love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised. Make the smallest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are set infinitely apart. Think of heaven and earth. Think of heaven as the feeling of warmth and of happiness and of joy. And then think of earth perhaps as, even though we're on earth, like the suffering state, or perhaps the state of stress or of tension. So when you think of it that way, you can see we're just separating by the terms love and hate and holding love and hate, to just separating perhaps a state of being calm and a state of peace compared to a state of being stressed out or being tense or suffering in some way. So whenever we do and go through these lines, with what I say in regards to the Xin Xin Ming, then by all means, if you're new to this journey and you're struggling with the magnitude of the words and the terms that are taking place in the writing, then just, replace them. Replace them with something that's more comfortable with where you are in your journey. And that's perfect. That's all you need to do. You just need to meet yourself where you are, give yourself grace. Don't compare where you are in your journey and experiencing this manuscript to others, or thinking that somebody else sounds smarter or sounds like they know more. That's not the case at all. You truly know exactly what you know for yourself. You just have to tap in and listen to it and slow down and give yourself space and give yourself quiet. And when you do that and you start where you need to start, right? Like for instance, if I'm learning, let's say, a new instrument, I'm not going to expect to play like the top saxophone player in a band, right? I'm going to play the way that I play, and I'm going to work myself up to a certain point. And I'm not going to get stressed out if I don't get to that point, slow or faster or to the speed that I think I should. That's where we also hold no preferences or hold no opinions. We just allow it to be. We give ourselves grace. We allow ourselves to be in the moment and to be where we need to be. So thank you very much for listening to this. If you have comments about this midweek's video on opinions and what you think it means to you, please comment below. I appreciate all of you, and please remember that every moment is truly a blessing.